Now, whatever car you drive, whether it's a Mitsubishi Colt Czt like this or a Honda Civic K20, oil, the most important thing. Now, we're putting 5W40 fully synthetic in this. But if you need oil, because it's the lifeblood of your car, then find our sponsor, www.worldoflubricant.co.uk. Use the code in the checkout, dyno, D-Y-N-O, and save yourself bags of money. They do additives, which is fuel additives, oil additives. They do fully synthetic oils, lots and lots of things in the shop. Great team. Go and check them out, worldoflubricant.co.uk. Use the code dyno in the checkout. At this point, we're doing a bit of road mapping, and unfortunately, because I'm driving, I can't film anything. So we have pulled over just so that Richard can make adjustments. I just wanted to say that I'm enjoying driving this car. Well, this was certainly a fun car to be out in, and I was driving this a little earlier, which was awesome. Yeah, Mitsubishi Colt, all the right mods.
All the right mods. It got a lot of the mods already on this car, hasn't he? So what we would class as, I suppose, stage 2 mods were already on it. And then we fitted an Arashi turbo and an exhaust housing, which is
pretty much the go-to turbo, hybrid turbo.
Hybrid turbo. We modified the charge pipe, because it was rubbing on the downpipe, which I didn't particularly like. It was dead close. I didn't like that. That was about it, really. Obviously, just done coolant, fit the set of plugs, didn't we? Not a massive amount of stuff, really. 3-port boost solenoid, because, like I say, most of the mods were already on this car.
Yeah. It's a good car. We've seen it before. Many years ago we mapped this car. I think about 5-6 years ago. I was going to say,
wasn't it 5 years ago or something? When we looked it up. So I think it left us on 212 last time, didn't it? So typical sort of stage 1 map tune at that point. I do love the little Arashis on these, to be fair, because they still spool quite early. You do lose about 500 RPM of spool, but in reality, does that really make any difference?
I don't think so.
You know, so really, like, it just moves up the rev range by about, instead of having it at 2.5, you get it at 3, which is fine. The peak boost in this is about 3.5, I think, which is still
pulls really well.
Yeah, still nicely low in the rev range, in my opinion.
Yeah, it pulls really well. Do you know, I've never had a hybrid turbo Colt.
No,
I've had many different turbo Colts, but
there's not a hybrid one.
Not a hybrid
I like the reason I like this setup is that you still get the punch down low, so they're not laggy. Like, they don't come in, because if you do TD05, they don't come into like 5.5.
Yeah.
And because they don't rev that far, and they only rev to 7, then you've sort of only get a power band of around 2 grand,
that's
which is
right.
not a lot.
That's what I remember.
Yeah,
there was about 1,500 RPM of pure craziness, but that's it. That's all you had.
That's all you had. But you still get a nice low down kick with these, and then they still feel like progressive up top. The main difference is with the standard turbo, you spike it into, say, like 18 psi, and then it will tail off because the turbo's tiny and it can't supply enough air, and it disappears. You end up probably like 10 psi at the end. And no matter what you do, the only way you can make more boost at the end is have more boost at the start, which these don't like, because obviously the rods and that are not the strongest rods in them. So if you really push hard,
especially now, 20 years later,
if you really push hard on them, then they don't like it, and they will let a rod go quite easy. So what I like about it is you can bring the boost in and then have peak boost about, say, 1,000 RPM later, which obviously helps your torque issue. and it'll hold boost to the end. So it'll hold, like if you set like we set this car up to 20 psi, you can get it up at 20 psi and hold 20 psi right to the end.
Yeah.
And that's where you make all that extra power. That extra 40 brake horsepower is made up with that boost towards the end. Where
it's absolutely fabulous. Like I say, it's absolutely fabulous to drive. You know, it's got the same power as my FN2, but it's instant because you've got a turbo.
Yeah, you got a turbo there. You got something one. I mean, it's difficult because I like the Colt and I've got a soft spot for him. With the missus having one for so long. But you sort of forget, don't you? You drive one and you think, oh, the steering feels a bit.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, you know,
yeah, that's
it's
right.
not knocking them, but yeah, you sort of like you remember.
That's right. But you know, they were old. They were sort of old
technology
then when they were brand new. They were, you know, the Colt was the cheapest in its class in comparison to things like the Ford Fiesta ST150.
Yeah, which is sort of what it was in comparison
The build quality's never been amazing on them, but we loved them anyway, didn't we? We spent so many years driving them and enjoying them and messing about with them that we loved them anyway. I forgave my Colt all of its faults. I mean, ultimately my Colt ended up with a K20 in it, but it was just that, should I forge that engine or should I just do something different? And
you'd have never got and the discussion we ended up with, wasn't it? You would never make the power that you would make with a stock K20 in it with turbo. You could never make that out of the 1.5 engine in this. You just couldn't do that. No. People claim they're making it, but the reality is they don't. And even if they do, they just never last.
Yeah, there's been forged builds fail on the Colt's pushing power. I definitely know one car that's had multiple forged engines, and when you think about it, a stock, I'm not, by the way, I'm not knocking this Colt at the moment, but when you think about it, an EP3 engine you can have 1,500 quid.
Yeah, nowadays.
And run a bar of boost all day long every day.
Yeah, and it will last, you know, it might last 3-4 years. Yeah. And you might have to put another one in it.
Which would be 1,500 quid. Or,
yeah.
You know, or there or thereabouts. So it's like a forged engine, it's 5-6 grand every time you need to put a forged engine in it.
Yeah,
so
every single time.
Yeah. Oh, there's a truck driver trying not to run over people over there. Anyway, fantastic car. Absolutely enjoyed this.
Yeah, really happy with the result. I'm sure the customer will be dead happy with this, to be fair.
Yeah, he's coming to get it tomorrow.
We've got another one starting on Monday, which is Gary's. So it's almost an identical build to this one. He's also got a lot of the Stage 2 mods that he needed, and we've just finalised. Having seen this and the Brabus that we previously did, he's sort of like talked himself into having a hybrid himself. So we're starting that on Monday.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Let's have a look at the graph.
Let's have a look at the graph.
Well, say it with me, lads. Red line is as she came in, blue line is as she leaves. Much more usable power from the Colt Czt there. Really happy with that. Been out and driven it. I think it goes like a rocket, so that's fantastic. Good old Mitsubishi Colts. Finishing on 250 brake horsepower, nearly 230 at the wheels. Fantastic. Torque's kept down there, as you can see, because that's the limit of the stock rods. So, yeah, fantastic.
Before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.